that way, the excitement around zero emissions is even greater, and that's why you see everyone joining in on SPACs now. So these battery modules, I think this one's a fifth. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I think this one's a 7.5. It might be. I think this is a 7.5. This is a 7.5 kilowatt hour module here. This module would be completely submerged in fluid. The fluid flows in and out. You can see these channels.
And these are your batteries?
These are our batteries. Totally designed in-house at Nikola, along with our own BMS, ASIL-D rated BMS.
But are they 2170 cells?
These are all 2170s.
Yeah.
All we've ever put on all of our vehicles is 2170s, except for our first truck, which had 18650s. The fluid actually comes in. You can see all the little holes. The fluid goes in and it transfers that heat better than any other method. By doing that, there's a couple of really cool things that happen. One is you can heat and cool a battery about 30 times faster than a cold plate or something that goes in and out of the cells. So you get rapid cooling and heating. You don't get in it because when you cool it, when you have like a ribbon like Tesla does between cells, you only cover about 20% of the cell. That's it. So you're sucking energy away on only 20% of the side. So it has to go through material to get to the cooling area to get into the fluid. So it's like 5 layers of heat that has to get through to finally get to the cold. With this, the fluid's touching the battery, every part of the whole battery. So pretty cool that you have. That's one reason why I love the fluid is one is dielectric, so it does not transfer electricity. Number 2 is in thermal propagation. If one were to go off, all that heat is absorbed instantly by that fluid. And so it actually prevents the cell from propagating to the cells around it because it keeps the cells around it cold enough that they won't propagate also. The third the third one would be the cell longevity. If you can keep every cell in there within 1 degree C, you know, your longevity of your cell will last almost 1 million miles. And so for every 1 degree C, you're going to see about 100,000 mile degradation. So if you're 5 degrees C, 6 degrees C difference in your cells, you can see almost 500,000 miles of cell life lost. That's how bad it is over the life of that whole vehicle.
Is that why you're not a fan of the fast, like DC fast charging?
Yes. Fast is really worthless on a semi-truck.
Are you recycling your batteries?
Well, we do. We send them to recycling places, so we don't do it ourselves. We send them out. I still don't know what to do about batteries. It's kind of one of those things that haunts me a little bit. I'm not really sure how. I'm hoping they get rid of all these exotic materials in them.
The cobalt?
Cobalt's one of them, but even the other stuff too, the nickel, magnesium, all these other ones that are in there. The problem is those all have to be mined.
Right.
So you're tearing down mountains to power a car. I'm not sure how. I'm not against batteries, and we all know about it. But I also am trying to figure out a way in my head. We've been working on cell development that gets rid of all those materials, and we've essentially worked with some battery companies to bring that cells to market. And whether they come to market or not, we don't know. We've now essentially developed it to a cell level, and we've told them take it to market. And if they can, it would get rid of a lot of that, almost all those materials.
Is this tied to that company you acquired and announced earlier this year? There was a new company with new technology, new battery technology.
No, it's not actually. It's tied to a university that had developed that technology, and we essentially ended up licensing all of it and helping them fund it all the way through. So it came from a bunch of professors. Actually, there was multiple professors, and they were working on it, and they approached us and said, "Hey, we got this. We think there's some merit to it. Would you be willing to look at it?" We looked at it. Looked good. I hate cell development. The likelihood of success is it's like hitting a lottery. So it's very unlikely you're going to develop a cell that'll work. So they did really good work. They had showed that they had thousands of cells already being cycled that were not failing. So we came in, we helped fund them. We helped provide them funding for equipment that they needed. They furthered the development, and now we're going to be showing off cells at Nikola World, we hope. And at Nikola World, we're going to pass it over. That's one area where you guys asked about licensing. We're going to give it to the battery company and let them sell it to everyone in the world. Because if you can get rid of these expensive materials and you can drive that cost down by half, everyone wins. Then you can replace the battery, and you don't feel so bad about it. So there's a little bit about the battery. I thought you guys would like that. That's the module. There's essentially 3 of these in one of these modules. And this is slightly different than the truck module. The truck module's a little bit different laid out, but that goes on the NZT and the semi-truck you drove today. So, all right, come on in here. We'll get you the helmets.